Good morning, everybody, and I hope you had a fantastic weekend and you're having a great Monday morning. This is NYG Jeffy T 85, and I have some Brooklyn Nets news on who was really behind the signing of veteran power forward Markieff Morris, who was brought into the Nets about a month or so ago to bring some enforcement as well as to try to bring some leadership and toughness to a Brooklyn Nets squad that have been lacking that over the years and has definitely gotten an infusion of some toughness now by adding a guy like Markieff Morris. Well, according to NBA.com's Mark Stein, there was one person that was pretty much the guy that wanted to bring in a guy like Markieff Morris to try to bring some toughness, some leadership, and also bring in a guy to just be able to stand up to Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in case those two try to pretty much enforce their way or try to much put their way on what they wanted to do with the team and what they wanted to do with the direction of the team and also how they wanted to go out about their own business. And that, of course, is the guy that was an enforcement and the one that pretty much wanted to try to bring in a guy like Markieff Morris was the owner, Joe Tsai. Joe Tsai was pretty much the driving force on why the signing of Markieff Morris happened is because he wanted to have somebody that would be willing and be able to stand up to somebody like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in case they try to push their way around this team, in case they try to push their way on what they wanted to do with this team. So that's the reason why a guy like Markieff Morris was brought in, because he's going to instill that leadership. He's going to instill that toughness. He's going to be a guy that's going to come in and he's going to make sure that nobody else is going to tell him what to do. And he's going to stand up to those guys in case Durant and Irving become too much of a pain in the ass on this team. And that's exactly what you need. You needed a guy like Markieff Morris that's going to come in here and immediately demand and command the respect of this organization, be able to come in and to command pretty much the attention of this team, round them up together, and he's going to be able to go out there and let Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving know that they're not going to be able to bully their way around this team. And that Markieff Morris is going to be one of those guys that if Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving have a problem with something, they're going to come over to a guy like Markieff Morris and he's going to let them know what the deal is. So I have no problem with this at all. I actually applaud Joe Tsai for doing this. And it's now the question of, is Markieff Morris going to be enough of a guy to help put this team in a position where there's not going to be any dysfunction that they've had the past couple of years? Because we know already what Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving did in July and obviously this entire offseason, where both guys were pretty much willing and wanted to be traded out of Brooklyn at any cost and any time. But obviously there was nobody that was out there as a taker for both these guys. So now both Durant and Irving are going to be back with this team. And now, of course, you bring in a guy like Markieff Morris along with some of the other pieces that they brought in. The Nets now have a little bit more of a toughness to them that they've never had in the previous years. And it's going to help this Nets team be able to go into the season with the mindset that they're not going to be able to get pushed around all the time. And they're going to be able to hold their own when it comes to the front court play, back court play, or whatever it is. The Nets now have something that they've lacked for a long time, and that's true leadership. And that's exactly what Markieff Morris is going to bring to this squad. And I applaud a guy like Joe Tsai, who I've been on. I have personally been on Joe Tsai this entire offseason. I thought his handling of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in this entire offseason dilemma that has been going on with the superstars of this team, the Steve Nash scenario with Sean Marks after Kevin Durant threw out his demands. I was pretty much against Joe Tsai this entire offseason because I thought he was not doing a good job at all handling what was happening with this organization. But it seems like that cooler heads have prevailed, and I actually applaud a guy like Joe Tsai willing to go out there and bring in a guy like Markieff Morris, who's going to be like a sheriff on this team, that's going to let Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving know that they're not going to be able to push and bully their way around this organization, this team, and that Markieff Morris is going to be standing up to them just in case things get a little bit out of control and out of hand with this Nets organization. And that's also another guy like Edmund Sumner, who is going to be another guy that's going to bring some grit, some toughness, and something that this Nets team has lacked for a long time: leadership. The Nets have definitely needed leadership on this organization. Now you have guys like Markieff Morris, Edmund Sumner, T.J. Warren, of course, even a guy like Royce O'Neal. Patty Mills being here for another year. The Nets now have some leadership in positions that they have not had before. And Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, they're here now. But I'm glad to see that a guy like Markieff Morris was brought in and try to make sure he can instill some toughness on this organization and not let Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving run amok in case things start off a little bit slow or in case things don't start off to the way that they were hoping for. This team needed toughness. This team needed grit. This team needed some attitude to them. Now they have that with a veteran like Markieff Morris. And I applaud Joe Tsai for going out there and wanting to bring in a guy to make sure that he can keep this team together and have some true leadership on this squad as the Nets look to go out there and try to win an NBA championship with the squad they have, and they have a pretty good squad put together. So that's just my video I wanted to make for you guys really this morning. That Joe Tsai was the driving force behind the signing of Markieff Morris, so that made this signing because he wanted a guy like Markieff Morris that would stand up to Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in case they try to bully their way around the organization, around the team. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Subscribe to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, updates, and chatter surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. Turn on the bell for notifications of the next video or short that's going to be dropping around the Brooklyn Nets. And let me know in the comments section what you guys think about the owner, Joe Tsai, being the driving force behind the Markieff Morris signing, and because Joe Tsai believes that Markieff Morris is a guy that's going to come in and will pretty much put guys like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in line just in case they try to bully the organization and bully this team around going into this upcoming season, which I applaud the owner for doing that. So I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your Monday. I hope everybody has a great I hope everybody had a great weekend. Take it easy, and let's go Brooklyn Nets. Everybody knows that it's a Nets world, and we're all just living in it.